Welcome to NG Fishing. So today, it's only going to be a short video, guys. I'm basically going to knock up a couple of corkball pop-ups. So those of you who have seen some of my recent videos, I showed you how you can make your own special hook baits and also your own pop-ups. And if any of you have seen my video, winter carp fishing video, you'll see me actually catching on my own pop-ups. So it's just to take it a next step further, really. Pop-ups work very, very well this time of year using a pop-up mix, but if you're fishing for long periods of time, that's where personally I feel that a bit of cork inside a pop-up of some variety makes a massive difference. So basically I've just got some regular cork balls, purchased these on eBay. You can get them from tackle shops, stuff like that. If you're doing a lot, I think I'm doing about 25. If you're doing a lot, it does work out cheaper to actually buy them online. So I'm probably, only gonna probably make about sort of 15 maybe. Now there's several ways you can do it. I'm using cork balls today, but you can use cork dust. You can basically take a paste. If any of you have seen the video, pop-up video, there'll be a link in the subscription to have a look at it if you haven't. I'll show you how I make my own pop-ups. Obviously I purchase a pop-up mix, so I get mine from Fish It Bakes, but you can buy, there's a mainline one, CC Moore do one, and so on and so forth. So you can, when you're making that, you can just knead in sort of the cork, sort of like cork dust it is, and do it that way, which works well. A lot of people do it, but I do like the cork balls. Now, the reason why I would make cork ball pop-ups, I will use them for fishing a choddy or a hinge stiff regret. I'm literally just going to put it out and leave it. I might be fishing in really thick chod and weed, and I know that because of that cork in there, it is just going to stay popped up until a fish comes along or until I bring it in. So in this video, I'm going to make some using an actual paste you can buy. I've bought, people buy it all the time. I'm using this video, I'm going to use the sticky krill paste. It is a shelf life. It smells okay. It's not over strong. It doesn't. It's like the krill boilies and things like that. It's the same mix, but I don't think it's quite got the potency, but that's fine. This is deadly stuff, just wrapping around a hook bait, guys. If any of you do buy some of this, especially in the summer, if you're struggling for a bite, put a krill or any boilie on and just wrap a little bit around it. It works very well. So basically, all I'm going to do is just take some paste out. I've had this paste quite a while, so it might need a little bit of TLC. So all you do is you just get a bit of paste. That's quite a lot. All you're doing is taking your cork ball and your paste and popping the cork ball in the middle and just popping the paste around it, like so. So I've just covered it in paste. Give it a little roll without it breaking up. If you do find that it is breaking up, just moisten it with a little bit of water. But just the idea behind rolling it is you're just trying to make sure that it's all the way around and there's no kind of like seal or crack. So the idea being that the paste that's wrapped round, you obviously have a seal where the last bit is, but just by giving it a nice little gentle roll and rolling it all together, your bait doesn't have a seal and you end up with a nice sort of bait. Obviously it's a little bit wonky, but nevertheless it's perfect. So basically I'm going to roll a couple of these now. It's as simple as that, and then I'm going to boil them up and I'll show you how I boil them, sort of cook them, and then what I do once I've sort of boiled them up. Okay. Something else you can do. So obviously I've just showed you how I make some cork ball pop-ups. I'm getting the cork balls. something else just to give you that edge is, and it's something I've been trying quite recently, is using cork, what they call, like the cork you get for drilling out a bait and popping into a bait to get like a muzzer rig type thing. So it's just like cork sticks basically, and I just cut them down into a pellet, and I take a bit of the paste again, not too much because I'm just making a layer, remember. So I wrap it around, sort of form a sausage if you like, and then nice and gently just keep it going so it forms a nice layer. And basically what you can do by using a cork stick rather than just using cork balls is you can create yourself like a little pellet. Well, it's kind of like a dumbbell-y pellet, like, so like that for example. So it's like a pellet shaped, it's a bit more square and barrel shaped, and it's just that little edge, which makes you slightly differently to the guy next to you. It sometimes can be the difference between you catching loads or catching none, or it could be the difference between, you know, in some cases catching a 40 and not catching a 40. So it's just something to think about. It's just other ways of creating a little edge, something a little bit different to the guy next to you. Which, if you've got something different, then it's a positive difference. That's a good thing in fishing. So I'll just make one more of those up. So basically I've got a pan on the boil now. I've only made sort of about 9 corkball pop-ups and just 3 of these sort of pellet things. Like I said, I'm just doing this video just to show you guys how I do make corkball pop-ups for any of you that are interested on YouTube. So yeah, you can use, if you do have a go at making those pop-ups, you can use exactly the same mix and just roll them into things. So I'm going to move the camera and we'll get these boiling. Okay, so my baits are ready to go in now. So all I'm going to do is just pop them into the boiling water. Pop them all in. I'm not doing, like I said, I'm not doing many. If you wanted to make loads, remember these are just hook baits. These are special, you know, corkball pop-ups. They're hook baits. You don't want to be making tons of them. Now, as you saw as I rolled them using the krill paste, they're quite dark in colour. Now the boiling is going to lighten them up a little bit. If any of you use the sticky baits, krill, wafters or pop-ups, you'll know they're quite a light colour, and the boiling process will lighten them up a little bit, so they will kind of like wash out a little bit. So we'll just give them a couple of minutes in there. If any of you guys are struggling to get corkball pop-ups, just let me know. I can send you some links to who I get mine from online. And you don't have to use sticky baits paste. You can make your own paste. I've got some in the freezer of my own paste from the video in which I showed you guys on YouTube before, using the Fish It Baits base mix. Also, Mainline do a frozen paste. You can get it in a cell. You can get it in pretty much the whole range. So whilst they're boiling, what I like to do just to get myself ready is I just use a regular tub, like a takeaway tub, and you need something that's going to take the moisture out of the pop-ups when they come out, because it helps them dry. So all I do is just 2 pieces of kitchen roll, and I just fold that up and pop that into the tub like so. Now this is just my way of doing it, guys. Obviously if you have your own methods, great. If there's anything you take from the video and you want to kind of adapt it, that's entirely up to you, that's fine. You know, this is just the way I do it. It works for me, I'm happy with it. It gives me an edge. You know, if you're fishing, you know, when I go fishing in the summer, I do love to fish pop-ups. But like I said, with a corkball pop-up, you know it's going to be out there. And this is the time of year to be making corkball pop-ups, or any sort of pop-ups. Get them cool, get them dry, get your extra flavours, maybe your goo, or Fish It Baits, we have something called the mist, which is very, very similar. Very good quality, it's got lots of smells to it. Get that on your baits, get your baits soaking it in, ready for spring when the fish just start waking up. Alright, so that's been a couple of minutes, almost time. So yeah, basically they'll go into this pot. I'll just show you just as I look at the clock. There we go, so they've been in there now for long enough. Just take them off gently, pop them in there. Alright, there we go. Obviously they're still steaming up, and they're probably going to steam the camera up. As you can see, they have washed out a little bit. They will gain a bit of colour again as they cool off. Still quite spongy. They've still got that krill smell to them. So basically now they'll stay in this pot. Just kind of, I'll shake them around a little bit. Not too much though, guys, because obviously now they've cooked. They are soft still. You want them to dry and they'll harden up then. Now, when it comes to fishing corkball pop-ups, you don't have to boil them. Okay, if you buy a paste like this, the Sticky Baits one, this is a shelf life paste. It does not go off. They reckon, you know, within a year it gets a bit hard. I've had this one for probably about 7-8 months now, you know, and it is getting hard, but you can work a little bit of water in it like I did just to help roll, and that's fine. Obviously with the frozen pastes, mainlines pastes are all frozen. You will have to boil them, or unless you kind of defrost a little bit. But with these, there's nothing stopping you setting up a hair rig and just a cork ball on there, and just wrapping paste around it and having a semi-buoyant bait. If you do that, what you'll find is the paste will break down in the water, which works really well. Like I said, I like wrapping baits in the paste. Gives it something a bit different when the fish are a bit finicky. But with these, I know that if I put these out, they will stay out, because I leave these for about 24 to 48 hours to dry, and they will go rock hard. They'll be just like the ones you buy in the shops, from the companies themselves, but instead of being from a pop-up mix, it's pretty much the Boilie mix, with that kind of cork ball in the middle. So there we go, guys. That is how I make my cork ball pop-ups. If you do have any questions about how I make them, if you've got any questions about the sticky paste or whatever paste you can use, please feel free to ask, guys. If not, enjoy your fishing if you're getting out, even if it is absolutely freezing.